year, new season, new track, renewed confidence. Welcome back to the Air Transport Squadron tracks where the love of speed brings back go-kart enthusiasts back at the fortnightly races. Port Moresby GoKart welcome back major sponsor Moni Plus for another season and welcome new sponsors Heineken and FedEx.
I think it should be a bigger, better competition this year. Most of the drivers have got a lot faster towards the end of the season. We're very happy that Moni Plus has come back on as a major sponsor. We've also got Heineken on there as well, and we're in talks with another sponsor, but we'll have our regular race day sponsors. So I think it should be a bigger, better season with drivers improving and a lot more new drivers. There's a few new drivers that have jumped on here.
2022 season also welcomes fresh new faces on the track.
So the number now has gone up to 24. So once everybody shows up, the track might be a little bit small for that number. But you always have people that are either overseas or busy at work. So yeah.
Look, I had a couple of laps last year, but that was just for fun. This is the first time I've actually gone racing. So I've got to say it's quite different. All right. So it's good fun, but it's very challenging too.
The old faces are quite optimistic of the season ahead.
I think this year is going to be more about consistency, learn from the mistakes from last season, and hopefully get up in the top 5. That was the goal for last season, and it'll be for this season as well, try and get in the top 5 and see how it goes.
66 is my lucky number, so I decided to keep that number over the years. But this year we went with a different colour scheme, with the retro blue and orange. So hopefully it'll bring me some luck this year.
New year, new engine, new drivers, new track. So I think the first race or two is going to be chaos though. But we'll let Callan take all the hits. So he'll go out and probably just crash into Ray on the first corner.
Yeah. I'm planning on not crashing. That's it for today. So
I think we're all planning on not crashing.
Yeah, that's about it.
An old face decided to hang his helmet after topping the comp last year.
He did.
I think Ray tried to trick everybody, and Ray can confirm that, but I'm convinced he knew he was going to race. And he also told us at practice last weekend that he was going to miss the first 2 races.
And
but
now here he is.
I can see him down the end. So he's definitely not missing the first 2 races. So I think it's tactics from Ray, but that's all right.
Yeah, I think once when you go in your blood, you want to keep on racing until you get kicked over by the young bloods. So, I mean, but this time, you know, maybe a bit more relaxed than last year. Last year was really intense.
The new track designed by Yanis Nicolau of Lomana Hotel is fast, challenging and unforgiving.
I was actually walking around and I had in mind previous races that I've done, so I got the best parts of the racetracks that I raced on, and I just put them here. So you see we've got fast, we've got long straights and we've got a lot of corners. It's a lot more technical this time, but fast at the same time. Yeah, you have to be careful, you have to brake at the right time and you have to accelerate at the right time. It's not a forgiving track, this one. Once you make a mistake, you will not accelerate straight away because there is a series of corners where you have to go through. And you have to go through the corners as smooth as possible. But it's challenging. You find out as soon as we start the first race that there will be a lot of overtaking on this track, and that was the reason behind it. You don't want people getting stuck behind each other looking like a train. You want to see action, thrills, overtakings, and hopefully no bad incidents.
Leon Nguyen, kart number 666 of Track Pro, got pole position with a time of 35.629 seconds.
Nah, it's another day in the office, you know. It's a good track, it's new for everyone, but as time will go faster as the days go on, so yeah.
Kart 28 of On Track, Chris Trent clocking in second with 36.031 seconds. Corey, kart number 72, came in third with 36.343 seconds.
But the formation lap is a good chance to warm up tires, bodies, minds, and, you know, green flag. Here we go. We're off racing. Start of the 2022 Port Moresby Kart Championship. Look at them go. Everyone cleanly through turn 1. No incidents. A lot of incidents on the old track last year in turn 1. But we've slightly rejigged the course this year to, one, give a new challenge to all of the karters and make it a bit more technical as well. So a lot more turns, a lot more aggressive on the body, and we've also increased the laps for the heats this year. Oh, we got a spin. Spin on cold tires. I think that is Theo, I believe, or Trent Scott or Theo Casimiro. I'm not quite sure. The coverage is awesome, by the way, but I think Chris is eyeing off the first hairpin. So it is for the past couple of laps. He's been he's taken the wider line into the hairpin, and then as he turns in, he gets on to the power sooner. At the chicane there, Chris pulls up to the outside, but still Leon leaving no room at all, defending his line. As you Chris with a fantastic move up the inside. Yeah, he was planning that move. Sometimes racing is about observing where your opponent likes to take their line, so then you can sniff the opportunity. Well, Corey with a slide in the back, pushing very hard. What Leon does now is first of all, he has to catch up back to Chris. And from there, then he can plan his move. But you always have to catch up before you can execute a move. But as we can see, I think Corey's overtaken Leon. What happened? Yes, that is true. Corey has indeed overtaken Leon. Must have been when they were lapping the slow runners. Corey sniffed the opportunity and last lap, white flag. There are 3 heats for the day. So maybe it's a war of attrition kind of thing. So like you lose the battle, but you come back to fight and win the war. And a last minute overtake by Ray Sokan on the slow runner.
What happened there was either my chain or my rear sprocket has come off. They both came off. I don't know which one created the problem, but that was a really good race. Like obviously you guys just watched it. I went from 3rd place to 2nd place to 3rd place to 4th place, back to 2nd place, and then on the final lap with like 3 corners to go, I lose the chain and the sprocket, which meant I couldn't finish. I thought it was the throttle cable, so what I was trying to do was lean down and pull the cable to at least try and race with my hands, but...
Started on pole position, lost 2 places, mate. What happened out there?
Oh, there are a couple of cones come flying in, a couple of back markers, but Chris got me on a good move. He was tailing me for a few laps there, and then when he found the opening, I did a mistake, and then he took advantage of it and overtook me.
Actually, he drove really well. He had a good start, and he was driving really fast, especially the first few corners. He got away a little bit and was getting a lead, getting away from me. But I got a feel for the tyres, and the tyres started to warm up for me. And then by lap 4 or 5, I had lots of grip, and then I could get more time, and I was catching him really easily. And then I think at lap 6, he started to make mistakes, maybe sliding around a bit. And then I took opportunity of one of the hairpins, set it up 2 corners before, and just did my best to make the most of the opportunity. And then the space was there, and I took the space.
Sean Honey and Trent in front, first time. Yeah, so as they're coming around the corner, first time for these guys. Green flag, here we go. Sonny with the move! Straight down the middle. Like someone wearing tight pants and doing a squat. The split opened right up for him. And up through the middle he went. Off into the distance he goes. The rest of the pack following closely behind, trying to get their positions and settle into groove for the long race ahead. We see a couple of stragglers, Got the cameraman picking up the front of the field now. Sean Honey, what's going on there? Oh, must ran wide and pick up some extra weight.
He went too wide there.
Picked up a cone, I believe it was. He's trying to dig it out from under his cart, affecting his aerodynamics.
Saying some nice words in his visor.
Yeah, as soon as the visor goes down, who knows what these guys are thinking. Just them, the cart, and the track, and their fellow opponents on the track that they need to pass. Great onboard footage here from Ray Sokan's cart. Last year's champion, Theo, with his hands up. Something must have gone wrong with his cart. Lack of power, drivetrain issues, bent rod, bent axle, I don't know.
You can see the Ben Honey's head turning as he came against the G-force.
Yeah, the G-forces in these carts are unreal. I mean, if you've never driven a kart, you think, oh, how fast can these carts go and how bad are the G-forces? But put it this way, if you're doing 15 laps at this speed, it does take a toll on your neck, especially if you're not prepared for it. I think these guys, the maximum G they'll be pulling through the fastest corner is 1.5 Gs. So essentially, if your head weighs 10 kilos, your head would feel like it's weighed 15 kilos. And 15 kilos throughout the race on your head at the same position at every time, it gets very tiring. So for those of you at home, try and put a 15 kilo bag of rice on your head and then see how that feels. And try and repeat that 15 to 20 times. Oh, Trent in the hairpin, spinning. Maybe due to cold tires, overcommitting. Who knows? Ray Sokan coming up to the back of Leon. Second place finisher in the first heat.
Sonny still leading.
Sonny and Corey going wheel to wheel.
Ooh.
Oh, big crash there between Callan and Leon. Callan maybe overreaching there with a, like couldn't quite get the power on the ground, or maybe he was obstructed by someone else. Oh, crashes all over the place. Corey mounting Sonny there and losing a lot of position for the both of them.
Some nice words in Tagalog.
Yeah, some very nice words aimed towards Corey in Sonny's native tongue of Tagalog. Who knows? Maybe they settled it off the track afterwards with a bit of hand-to-hand combat. Maybe not. Maybe they just said sorry. Who knows?
So Chris is leading now.
Chris, by way of Corey, crashing into Sonny, has now inherited the lead. And from there, he is going to try and get into his rhythm where no one's in front of him, so he has clean air. So he can dictate his own pace and put in consistent laps. I believe that is Theo in second place. Good effort from him. And back on board with Ray Sokan, trying to chase down Ben Honey. But not able to pick apart Ben Honey's racing line, not able to find an opportunity to pass. Ben looking very strong from last year. Improved, actually. Improved form from last year. And as we see Corey coming back up to Ray Sokan, Corey always sniffing the opportunity to make a move. So Corey is also biting this time before he does hopefully eventually make that last ditch effort or dive bomb down the inside of Ray Sokan. So here we see the Carters coming through the hairpin. And then back on to Chris, the leader, showing what a massive gap he's built up to the rest of the field. Back on board. Oh, Corey with a dive bomb out the outside into the penultimate corner, trying to line up Ben Honey for the pass. Corey, very aggressive on the kart there, a lot of oversteer.
It's amazing how he keeps the kart from actually skiing.
Yeah,
or sliding.
He works those tires very hard, so then he can generate more heat into his tires sooner, and then he can activate the grip sooner in the tire as well. So as you put heat into the tire, it becomes stickier in a sense. So then you can push the corners more, you can go faster through the corners, that means you have more faith in the car, and you're less prone to sliding.
More traction.
More traction, exactly right. So Corey making his move past Ben up the inside. Not quite able. Oh, there he goes. Ben goes wide. Corey's sealed the deal. There we go. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Maybe he is PNG's next postman.
You just never know.
You never know. Corey, there's a calling for you as a postman, mate. Sign up.
2 more laps to go.
2 more laps. A lot of incidents at the start, but as people gather their thoughts and get into a rhythm, spin from Nathan Thompson at the first corner. Yellow flag should be shown, but as Chris comes around to the final lap, hopefully the incident is cleared. It looks like it has. Back to green flag racing. But Nathan Thompson there, his ability overtook his adhesion.
So what do you think?
Or his lack of ability overtook his lack of adhesion.
So what do you think actually happened there? His tires are not warmed up properly.
No, I'd say his tires were warm, but he may be pushing too hard. It was his first time in the kart, and he wasn't quite used to the racing tempo that everyone was set. As Chris Chan comes over the line to finish in first place, a long way ahead of P2. But there we go. Chris taking 2 for 2. First place in both heats of the first round of the season.
Trent coming home on Sunny.
And Sonny Sonny.
Yep.
Coming home, hand up in the air, wave of frustration. But hey, that's racing, mate. Here we go. Starter gives the green flag, and we're off racing for the final heat of the day. The field safely making it through the first turn, and then the chicanes there afterwards. Chris Chan and Leon pulling out an early lead, gapping the rest of the field. They must live their lives a quarter miles at a time, like the great Dominic Toretto. For that 9 seconds or less, they are free. But Corey putting the moves on Theo Casemiro. Oh, what a great move on the outside. Last of the late breakers, Corey is. Very aggressive, but it works for him and it gets him results.
Oh,
Sean going wide there. And Dan Gagan copping the brunt of Sean's move, I guess. Compromised his line going into that chicane. As we settle into the groove, all the karters assuming their positions.
Great battle there.
Great battle between the top 3 all day. Corey, Leon, and Chris Chan. But as we see the karters go, double spin. Oh my God!
No!
Oh no! Big flip. Dan Gagan. Oh. We see an instant replay here. Oh man, it looks like Nathan Thompson spun his kart on cold tires. Sean Honey with nowhere to go, and especially Dan Gagan coming around the corner blind. Oh look, he's just yeah, wow.
Red flag?
Red flag the race. That means everyone, all the karters on the rest of the track, they go back to the pits. Hopefully Dan's all right. But yeah, that's a big incident. A lot of people going over there to aid him and see if he's okay. Yeah, but that's a massive accident. It's just poor place, poor timing.
So, but the response was good. The race officials stopped the race straight away. There was no other danger to anybody. And then the first aid guys came, St. John Ambulance, you know, they're right here. I was right there, helping out, checking out the situation, making sure it's under control. So there he goes, he's off walking now. So really good signs that everything was taken care of and the driver is okay.
So no major damage, no.
For now, no. It looks like it's okay. He's just walking. He basically fell out of the car, jumped and basically fell on his legs and then slid on the track. So lucky it wasn't head trauma or anything like that. So, but it happened so quick, you know. Osemia.
But back to the start of the heat. We have started. They are in single file. Sean Honey managed to get back into the race, but now at the back of the field after his massive incident with Dan Gagan. Okay, here we go. Restart of the race, single file.
So basically they have done 3 laps, so this is continuing with the laps now?
Yes, so the lap counter does not reset in a red flag situation. The red flag was essentially a stop, and then they continue with the set amount of laps for the rest of the race. So here we go. We've got a nice rivered view towards Callan from PEC, chasing down Ray Sokan, I believe.
Yes. So any word from the medics regarding Dane?
Yeah, so I believe the medics checked out his neck. That was the most important part, to make sure it was all right. And after he was given time to, you know, come back to, he took a big hit, and I believe he said he blacked out for a second or so, and he can't really remember much about the incident. But he is walking, he is standing tall. So that's the most important part, that he was able to walk away from this incident.
Wow, strong fella.
Very strong fella. Must be all those tinnies down at the car club that over the years that have made him stronger than nothing. Stronger than steel. Dan Gagan is now the $6 million man. I believe he has titanium implants everywhere in his body.
So we should see him in the next race?
We should see him in the next race. If his mechanic works hard enough to put his kart back together, yeah, we should see him in the next race.
Good. And in the meantime, back on the tracks?
Back on the track. Theo there with a very weird line through that chicane. Ray Sokan sniffing the opportunity to go down the inside and steal the position from Theo. Maybe due to the cold tyres, I don't know. But it seems like Ray Sokan has sealed it. Oh, Theo
no!
with a hit there. Something's not right with Theo's kart. Maybe he's bent a tie rod. I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't got into the groove for the last race of the day.
Yeah. Something is right with Theo.
Beg your pardon?
Something is not right with Theo.
No, it's maybe he just had an off day. You know, like everyone has an off day. Everyone has their good days and their bad days. But in this heat, maybe Theo just couldn't get a handle of the kart. I don't know. That is only one person knows, and that is Theo. Great onboard footage from Ray Sokan there, just showing the ideal racing line. But as we go back to the leaders of the pack, Corey is chasing down Chris Chan. Again, those two all day, very fast, very consistent. Always in the top 3. So here we go, into the hairpin. Close battle between 4 karters. I mean, those 2 karters at the front, ahead of that 4-man pack. It's pulling a slight gap. Leon in second place, Corey in third, and our leader Chris setting the pace at the front. So here we go, a bit of onboard footage to show you what the track layout is like this year. But we're back with the leaders once yet again. I believe Chris is tiring at this point. Like, you see his lead start to diminish.
Yes. So when a driver actually gets fatigued, explain what makes a driver to actually fatigue.
Oh, like when you're pushing so hard in these karts, the G-forces act on your body, and these karts don't have power steering, so you're using your whole upper body to steer the kart. And then that gets tiring over 15 laps, and through these many corners, your arms get tired, your upper body gets tired, and then also if you're loose in the seat as well, your body gets flung from side to side, and your ribs take a bashing. Corey last year, he actually broke a rib from racing these karts. So they aren't your average go-kart that you hire out at with a lawnmower engine or anything. These karts are real race cars. You can be pushing at least 100 kilometers per hour on the main straight. But as we come back to the leaders around the final corner, Chris has managed to build a gap once yet again. So maybe he isn't quite fatigued as we thought. Playing a bit of cat and mouse with the P2 and P3. Saying, come get me, boys. But then he's relaxed a little bit, and then as soon as they're right on his rear bumper, he pushes it even harder. But Leon through the back half of the track looks very, very strong. Oh, Leon with a dive bomb down the inside. Not quite able to pull off the move. But Leon, like a shark in the water, sniffs that blood, sniffs that opportunity, going in for the kill.
He can feel that there's something wrong with Chris. He can sense it?
He can sense that if he's able to pull off this move, he is on for the win. And as they say, it's all in the bag in the last race. So, it's all out the window. Here we go. The top three. Corey coming in real, closing that gap to the top two. Makes for some really good racing. Geez, this is a really tight battle between these three.
Really good.
The top three all day, and the top three in the final heat. What more could you ask for?
It's a beautiful race to watch.
Oh, it's beautiful. The whole crowd cheering for Chris.
What's going on in Leon's mind at the moment? What should he do?
So Leon's thinking, oh, where can I pass this guy? Chris is just closing the door on me at every opportunity I get. So as we come around for the last lap, white flag. Oh, Chris hitting a cone there, maybe tiring a little bit, compromising his own line, not quite consistent anymore. But Leon always sniffing the opportunity. Leon all over Chris.
So Corey running in third, he's very competitive. What will he do, or what's going in his mind to try to get that second place or even the first place?
Oh, I don't know, but Chris out of the race. Corey comes and steals the win. You got to be in it to win it, and Corey able to take first place. Just from bit.
What happened there?
What I think happened is a pincer move by Corey and Leon on Chris Chan. But hey, that's racing, I guess. Hard, fair racing.
So close. I got so close. Oh dear.
Taking the podium is the top three of the afternoon. Corey, Leon, and surprise third, Ronaldo Soken.
First race was a great race, but it was quite fast and exhausting. I think give it another couple of races for everybody to be on the same speed, the same health level, it'd be all right. But it was great. It was a good racing. I got lucky to get third, so I'm really happy.
Are you actually surprised that you got third?
I was really, really surprised. Honestly, God honest truth, I was really surprised.
Oh, that's what happens when you grow up in Vietnam, you know, get that tunnel vision. But no, it was a good race today. It was close all the way, and then I saw Chris was fading off because he's getting bad blisters on his hands. And I was trying to get him on the last lap, and try to slingshot past him. But yeah, we came together coming out in the second last corner, and then I bent my axle, but I still came in second, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it was a good day today. Obviously, first heat didn't do so well. I had a sprocket fall off and lost the chain, so I didn't finish it all. We got in, we had 15 minutes to repair it, so we pulled everything off, quickly swapped it over. New sprocket, new chain, aligned it, and fingers crossed that we were actually going to make it to the end of that one. And it was a little bit hot and heavy, and there was a few bumps between a few people, but managed to get through on that one. And then obviously did not finish with my points combined, put me in 6th place, and then I slowly crept through to 1st. I didn't expect to get to 1st. In fact, for the last half of the race, I kind of thought that I was going to be 3rd, so I backed off and just sat behind them, hoping that didn't hit anyone, didn't spin out, I'd be able to avoid them. And then I noticed poor old Chris Chan, finally about to come 1st. Finally, sorry Chris. And he started to fatigue more and more and more, and Leon and I caught up, and he made a mistake on a corner. Leon went left, I went right, and it didn't quite pan out for Chris. Chris and Leon had a hit. Leon bent his axle and did some damage. Chris spun out and went off, and I made my break and went through and took the win on the 3rd last corner.
All I remember is coming around the corner and hitting 2 carts at the same time, so they must have had a bit of a... And then I just remember being upside down and blackout. Yeah, so thank God I was wearing a helmet and all the safety gear, otherwise different story. So yeah, other than that I feel alright, I'm alive, and we've got 3 more weeks I think for the next race.
No broken bones?
No broken bones. I actually slipped 2 discs in my back 3 weeks ago, so that's been realigned. So I made it for the race today. But I'll probably go back and have another x-ray on Monday and just make sure I haven't done anything else. It feels alright, just a bit sore.
All in all, it was a good start to the race on the tracks. Please bring your families here on the 2nd Saturday of April to witness a fun-filled afternoon of go-karting.